One thing that we don't want to be is a lot of people, their salary can be 20,000 a month and it's still not enough for them. Because every time they get a salary increment, they find a new thing to spend on.
Actually, I have a thought to buy a new car.
Okay. When you put that on hold for now.
After I met you.
Okay. Another thing you can do is set yourself a fund budget. It's like a fund, like a savings account for you to spend on anything that you like.
That's my problem lah. Like I get too comfortable with my situation right now.
But when something bad happens, that's when everything will unravel lah. Welcome back to another episode of The Money Goal. My name is Emir and today I have Alia with me.
Hello.
Hey Alia.
Hi.
So I heard you have some spending issues, a small spending issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think a lot of people also struggle with the same problem as me.
Actually, I have the same problem. Never mind. You talk first,
I work hard and then
Okay.
I earn a decent income.
Yeah.
But
Congrats.
it's always like by the end of the month,
Okay.
my bank account just looks like very, very disappointing. Like
You're disappointed
because I
with your
feel
performance.
like no matter how much I earn, it just feels like never enough.
Okay. Maybe it's the problem with your bank account, not your spending issue.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
I think that's so.
Okay. So I think first of all, good that you earn a decent income. I think this is Alhamdulillah. Very good. Honestly, it's better that your problem is you earn too much but you spend it all, rather than your income is too low. Because if your income is too low, then I can't help you because you need to just go and earn more.
Yep.
If you spend too much, you can cut. If you earn too little, there's nothing we can do, right? But it's okay.
Yeah. I think maybe let me share a bit about
Okay.
it so that you will see why I'm struggling. Okay. So I started working at age 23, which
23.
was 3 years ago. So of course, when I started working, my parents started financially support me.
As soon as you started working.
Yeah.
Same.
So I have to pay everything on my own lah, kan? So
Unbelievable, right? I thought you were gonna continue paying for me also.
So when it comes to like saving, during my first year of working,
Okay.
I'm still like adjusting with everything lah, with my money, with my new life. And then after a few months of working,
Okay.
I did actually have some saving. Not a lot, but still got. I have 2 saving accounts. I have Tabung Haji and ASB.
Okay.
But I have this one mentality where if I put my money into my Tabung Haji,
Yep.
I can easily take it out.
You can access it lah.
Yep.
Okay.
And if I put it into my Tabung Haji, I heard it from someone, it's hard to take it out.
You mean ASB?
Yeah.
ASB, yeah. ASB is more difficult lah. It's more difficult. Your limit to withdraw from online, I think, is 2,000 ringgit. Otherwise, you have to go to a bank.
So that's why I put a lot into my Tabung Haji.
Okay. Just Okay. I thought you were going to say something good, but okay.
I put a lot into my Tabung Haji so that I can easily take it out.
Okay.
You're smart.
Okay, but then you said, so when you just started working, even your first few months, you already had some savings.
Yeah, after a few months of working.
Okay, actually that's pretty good.
But my commitment during that time was I paid for my car around 700.
Okay.
Oh,
so
they want until now actually.
Okay.
And then I rented a house with my friends. I paid around 750 for my room.
Okay, that's quite low. It's okay.
That time.
Okay.
Okay.
And then your income went up.
Yep. And then some for my parents, my insurance, and the rest for my daily use lah.
Okay.
And then after a year of working, I suddenly had a thought like, I'm working hard, right?
Yep.
Why not give me a little something for myself?
Okay.
So I planned a trip with my friends, and that was my first ever trip that I paid everything on my own.
Okay.
And like I said before, I use my Tabung Haji.
You withdraw it and
I use it for my trips.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And
I think that's okay actually. Yeah. Don't need to feel too bad about it. It's okay to self-reward a bit. But okay.
And then that's when all the problems started actually.
So that trip was the...
No, I get addicted to it.
Oh, you got addicted to it. Okay, maybe it's bad then. But okay, never mind. Let's
As for last year, I went to like 4 different places.
4 different places.
I went to Bangkok, Krabi, Jakarta, and Seoul.
Okay.
Yep.
But you paid for it yourself, no loans, right?
Yep.
No debt.
No debt.
Okay. At least that's that lah. At least that's not bad.
And then and then I think end of last year, something's actually happened to me where I have to move out from my old house.
Okay.
So in order to like move into to my new house, I have to like use everything in my Tabung Haji lah.
To move to a new place?
Yep.
Okay. And this is because you need to pay deposits and stuff, is it? Okay. And is your new place more expensive as well?
Yep,
Okay.
more expensive.
Okay. Okay.
And then after, I think early this year, my car broke down. So that's when I realized that I don't even have any emergency saving.
Oh.
Like, can you imagine? I don't even have an emergency saving. Apatah lagi saving for my future.
Okay. So when your car broke down, you couldn't afford to repair it, lah.
Yep.
And then that was when you had the realization.
Yeah, that's when that situation is where I realized that I don't even have any emergency saving.
Okay.
And
your enjoyment went a bit too far, lah.
that situation is actually like an eye opener to me, lah. That saving is actually like very, very important.
Okay.
But I just realized now.
Okay. I mean,
This year, I mean.
okay. It's better than never, right? Better that you realize now than never. Okay.
And to be honest, I don't even have any like knowledge about saving.
Okay.
That's my problem.
Just set the money aside and don't touch it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think let's just address it like one by one. Okay. So I think first of all, for those of you guys listening, right, I think going 4 trips a year, moving to a nicer house, all these things are not an issue.
Nice, right?
Yeah, it's nice. It is really not an issue as long as you still have money to save, lah. Okay. So if you are earning more and you can afford it, then by all means go for as many holidays as you want. But you need to make sure that you still have savings, lah. But I think, okay, one thing, like I said just now, very important, at least you don't have any debt. I think the bad scenario for you would be you spent all your money to go on a trip, your car broke down, you took a loan, pay for the car, and you're like, actually, I can take loans to go for holidays as well. And then I think that would be the... Were you thinking that?
That's what I thought. I was thinking to take to start to take a credit card.
Okay.
For travel. No.
Okay. Maybe we should. Good thing that we are talking now. Then I think before you get there, we better address this issue. Okay. Since you started working 3 years ago until now, has your income gone up? Have you gotten increments and stuff, right? Okay, that's good, but still not enough.
Yeah.
Still not enough money.
Not enough.
Okay. Like you said, I think pretty common. Even when I just started working, 2020, so that was like, I don't know, 5 years ago? No, 2018, no, 7 years ago, yeah.
Oh.
And my first salary was 4,000 ringgit a month. I never had that money before in my life, like getting into my account. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy everything. And I started spending all my money and stuff. And then again, same as you, I realized that, where's my money? Like, I've been buying all this stuff. I've been buying stuff for people and things, but I didn't have any savings. So, pretty similar situation, lah, right? People get higher income, but still no savings, right? Okay. So, I guess first step is for us to identify where our money is going. Do you roughly like track your expenses or know where your salary is going?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that's the first step for most people.
I did a list for my commitment only lah, but for
commitments are like loans and stuff lah.
Rumah, car,
rent and stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good first step. And I think for the next 1 month, maybe you want to just start tracking your expenses. Okay, just so you know lah where your money is going, right? For us to cut down on our expenses, we need to know where are we spending first. So let's say you track, and you realize that you're spending 2,000 ringgit a month on food. And you're like, oh, that's too much. I didn't know I was spending so much. Is that every day I was buying a latte for 15 ringgit, and then now I realize that it's actually a lot of money. So then you can cut there. Okay, so that's the first step when it comes to figuring all of this out. Okay? And then the next step is you want to build your emergency fund. I would say, if you're disciplined enough, you've enjoyed yourself for the last 3 years, right? 4 trips last year, and then probably more trips in the last 2 years before that. So maybe if you can, just think to yourself, okay, I've enjoyed myself already. Now it's time for me to pay back for all those years. And the first step is to build your emergency fund. Like you said, I think that's very important.
Understand?
Okay. Generally, people will aim to save between 3 to 6 months of their expenses. So if, let's say, you're spending 3,000 a month now, you want to save 9,000, or if you want to do 6 months, then 18,000 ringgit. I think that's a good starting point. Okay, the reason we want an emergency fund is not so that if your friend asks if you want to go to Korea, that's not an emergency. Yeah, that's not an emergency. This emergency fund is more for like you say, if your car breaks down, or I heard you have cats, right?
Yeah.
What if your cats get sick? You need to make sure that you have this money to be able to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right. So if you feel like it's so tedious to save money for this, just think about your cats. What if one day they need to go to the hospital? You need to have this money ready, right? Yeah. So That's step one. Build your emergency fund.
Okay.
Okay. How you do this? There's going to be a few ways. Either you want to come up with a full budget, right? Some people use 50, 30, 20 rule, which is 50% for your necessities. So these are stuff like your house, your car. These are things that you need, lah, right? And 30% for your wants. So these are, let's say, more expensive meals or holidays. 30%. That's something that you want, right?
Okay.
You don't need a holiday, right? You want a holiday, yeah.
I want.
Okay. And then the remaining 20% is what people put to savings. So that's the normal budgeting rule.
50,
30,
30,
20.
20.
So 50%, 30%, 20%. But if that's too difficult, right? Then there's another one. Yeah. There's another one. If you don't want to budget, you don't want to track your expenses, there's another way which I currently use as well, which is to pay yourself first. So every month, when you get your salary, you guys get your salary on the 28th.
25th.
25th. Okay. So every month when you get your salary on the 25th, on the 26th itself, you automatically set up a transfer to move this money to somewhere else. So this is you paying yourself. You just imagine that this is like a bill. It's like, your sewa rumah. Every month you have to pay, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, you have to pay your sewa rumah, right? But some people, they think, savings, if this month I can't afford it, then never mind lah.
Oh,
You do that?
that's what I do.
Okay, yeah. So I think a lot of people do that.
I mean, I don't force myself.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do that. Or some people even, they say, okay, I get my salary 25th, I spend everything first. At the end of the month, if I got left over, then I will save lah. Some people do that as well, which is not the right approach. So you want to do one day after your salary comes in, immediately move it somewhere else to another account. Okay, if you have issues looking at your tabung haji and feeling like, oh, I can withdraw it so easily, then this is the time that you want to force yourself to move it to ASB. You can move it to a fixed deposit as well. Fixed deposit is like, with banks, you just deposit money with them, you can lock it up for 12 months and then you literally cannot touch it. That's good for people like you. Yeah.
But what if I need to use that money?
You need to use the money, right? So, okay. So then I would say there's actually a way to get it lah. Even though I say it's fixed, it's locked, there's a way to get it. You can always just request from the bank to unlock it. There will be a penalty for it, which is you won't get the interest payments, but you can still get the money back. ASB as well, you can move your money there. More difficult to withdraw, but if you really need it, you can go to a bank and get it out if you want. Yeah, it's just that I think now you want to add additional layers for you to get access to your money. Because maybe tabung haji is too easy for you.
Yeah.
Like you feel like, this is my savings, but at any time I can access it, right? Yeah, so now you want to add a layer of difficulty lah, which is, for example, ASB. Now if you want to access that money, you need to think, I need to go to a bank branch. When am I going to go to a bank branch, right? They only open until 5 p.m. I'm working, it's so difficult, right? So these are the things that you want to do. Add additional layers so that it's more difficult for you to access that cash, right? So that's an easy way. If you're too lazy to track expenses, if you're too lazy to do 50, 30, 20 and all that, just pay yourself first. Okay, so if you can do 20% of your salary, that would be good. But if you cannot, then you can start at 10%. If you cannot, you can start at 5%. It's okay. You just want to start somewhere first. Okay, so maybe start 5% and then slowly increase as you go until you hit your emergency savings goal and it's done.
So like every time I wanted to do a saving or start a saving, I have to have a goal, is it?
Not necessarily, but a goal will at least keep you motivated lah. Like for example, if I'm saving for a wedding, then I'm motivated because I want to save money so that I can get married, right? If you don't have a goal, then some people will lose motivation lah. Like, I'm not saving for anything, there's nothing I want to buy, so I'll just take it and spend it now lah. Yeah.
So I think that's why I tak letak my money into my ASB because I don't have any goals.
Right.
Like, instead of macam letak in the tabung haji, I have a goal. Like, I will use it for my trips.
I thought you were going to say you'll use it for haji, not for your holidays. Okay.
Soon,
Okay.
inshallah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that's my problem lah.
Yep.
Like I get too comfortable with my situation right now.
Yep.
That's why.
But when something bad happens, that's when everything will unravel lah, right? Which is what you want to avoid. So your goal can be to be a bit more financially stable. Seriously, having like 6 months worth of your expenses saved up will give you a lot of peace of mind because you know that if your car breaks down, if something bad happens, you need to pay for something, you'll be fine. You know that if, let's say, touch wood, you lose your income, you'll be fine because at least you have 6 months worth of expenses, right? It gives you a lot of peace of mind lah. I'm sure you were stressed out when your car broke down, right? And you're like, I didn't have money, yeah. So this can be a goal to be more financially stable. And it's something that you want to just work towards lah. Yeah, small goals, it's okay. Yeah.
Other than that, is there any simple ways to like start a saving without downgrading my lifestyle?
Earn more money. You can earn more money. That's another way. Yeah. The two options that you have to save money is downgrade your lifestyle or earn more money. It's up to you. Okay, for me, I prefer to earn more money. I would prefer to go find ways to earn more money rather than trying to downgrade my lifestyle. But if you don't think you can get that, then you have to downgrade your lifestyle for now.
I understand.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that we don't want to be is a lot of people, their salary can be 20,000 a month and it's still not enough for them. Because every time they get a salary increment, they find a new thing to spend on. Right? That's what we want to avoid. But I think one thing that you're doing well is that I hope you don't have any you don't have any loans, so you don't have any big commitments, right?
No.
Okay, that's good. I think some people, they earn no money and immediately decide to buy a new house or buy a new car. These are things that you cannot reverse. Once you buy a car, you're stuck for like 9 years, right? But at least if you spend your money on a holiday, then okay lah, one off, you can always just try and save it back, right? Yeah, so I would say one thing that you should be cautious of, because you like to spend money, right? As you earn more, make sure you don't get into any big commitments. Don't start buying things like iPhone 24 months installment, buy a house, buy a new car because you deserve it and stuff. Yeah. These are things that you want to try and avoid.
Actually, I have a thought to buy a new car.
Okay. But you put that on hold for now.
After I met you.
Okay. Wait, but your car works, right?
Huh?
Your car now works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think try to avoid those lah. I would say save towards if you can hit your emergency fund target, 6 months, then you can reward yourself.
6 months, eh?
Yeah. I think now you should set like financial goals. When you hit it, reward yourself. It's fine. Yeah. I also think that people should reward themselves. I don't think you should hyper fixate on trying to save money, investing, saving for the future that you don't get to enjoy your life now. I think there needs to be a balance. It's just that now your balance is a bit off also lah. You're spending too much lah. Yeah. but it's something that you can fix. Don't worry. Like I said, a lot of things that you can cut down on. Yeah, not an issue.
So, what's your thought on credit card actually? Because I was thinking to ambil a credit card for emergency.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think credit cards are good, but to me, credit cards are just or any debt in general is just a tool, and then how you use it will determine whether it's good or bad. Okay, I'll give you an example. To me, a credit card is like a hammer. If you use a hammer to make a house, then the hammer is good. But if you use a hammer to hit someone's head, then the hammer is bad. So it's the same. Credit card is just a tool. But whether you use it well or you use it bad, that will depend on you lah, right? So why I think credit cards are good is, number one, it will help you build your credit score.
Yeah.
And then it can help you with cashback and stuff like that as well. And some people, they also use it as an emergency fund. But the issue is, if you only rely on that for your emergencies, let's say you keep swiping your credit card whenever there's an emergency, and then you can't pay it off, and then you'll start getting into that cycle lah, which is you don't have savings to pay off your credit card, and then every month you get charged interest, it goes up and up and up, it snowballs lah. Yeah, so for your situation now,
for my situation,
based on what you're saying, I will avoid getting a credit card first lah, until you can get your spending under control, until you can get your savings up, you feel a bit more disciplined, and then you get a credit card lah. Because like I said, credit card can be very good for responsible people, but can be very bad as well. Can be very bad. Yeah. It's okay. But another thing that you can do, right, is because you like enjoying yourself, you like holidays and stuff, right? Another thing you can do is set yourself a fun budget. So I do that as well now. Every month, like it's like a fund, like a savings account for you to spend on anything that you like. Okay, so like for example, me now, I will put 10% of my income every month towards another savings account, and then I will use that to buy whatever I want. So I don't feel bad about it. If I want to go on holiday, whatever it is, I don't feel bad about it because I already set aside money for it. That's also something that you can do lah, and a lot of people do as well. Yeah.
So is it better to like have many saving account instead of just have one?
I don't know. If you have another savings account, would you feel like the thing is, if you have, some people have another savings account, let's say they open it just so that they feel separate for them, so they won't touch that savings account because they don't see the money. But if you know in your head that you can withdraw that money, then no purpose lah. No purpose lah. You can still stick to things like ASB, fixed deposit. I think those are good options for you. Yeah, you don't need too many accounts.
Okay.
Right? Okay, cool. Thanks, Ali. I hope you can sort this out. I think this is a problem that you can definitely fix lah. It's not a huge issue where you're stuck financially. It's just a slight shift in terms of your perspective towards saving money lah. Right? So if any one of you guys feel like Alian now, you guys are earning more and more money, but you cannot save, I guess 3 key takeaways. 1, start tracking your expenses. 2, if you need to, put it somewhere that's difficult to access, your cash, your savings. Not tabung haji so that you can immediately withdraw, okay? And then number 3, most important thing, if there's only one thing that you take away from this whole talk, pay yourself first. Every month, you get your salary, pay yourself first. And then if you can save 20%, the remaining 80%, you do whatever you want. Up to you. Because you already paid yourself first. Cool. Thanks, Alia. Nice talking to you. All the best. I'll check in 6 months' time to check on your emergency fund. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.